Did you know there's a massive treasure trove of unclaimed money that could belong to you just waiting to be discovered in Oklahoma? Stay tuned to find out exactly how you can claim what's rightfully yours. Seriously, let's dive right into this modern-day treasure hunt right here in the Sooner State.
Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to explore exactly how you can navigate this system and claim what is legally yours. We are talking about real money here, sitting in government vaults, just waiting for the proper owner to step forward and say, "Hey, that's mine."
Now, what's absolutely wild to me is the sheer scale of this. The Oklahoma State Treasury is currently holding over $1.4 billion in unclaimed assets. Yes, you heard that right, billion with a B. That's enough to boggle the mind. It's this massive pool of wealth that actually belongs to everyday citizens, businesses, and heirs.
So here is the game plan for today's explainer. 1. Oklahoma's hidden treasure trove. 2. How to search the database. 3. Steps to claim your funds. 4. Mineral rights and estates. 5. Avoid common claiming mistakes. And finally, 6. Resources and final tips.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Oklahoma's hidden treasure trove.
So, first things first, what exactly is unclaimed property? Well, it's essentially abandoned financial assets. We're talking about things like dormant bank accounts, uncashed payroll checks, maybe a life insurance payout, mineral royalties, or even the physical contents of a forgotten safe deposit box. Now, keep in mind, this specifically excludes physical property like real estate or vehicles. Basically, when financial assets sit untouched for a long time with zero owner contact, the state steps in. They become a perpetual custodian to keep those funds safe. And the best part? They hold it indefinitely. There is literally no expiration date for you to claim your money.
Now, you might be wondering, how long does an account have to sit there before the state takes it over? Well, there are specific timelines, called dormancy thresholds, that have to pass before a business is legally required to escheat, or transfer your funds to the state. For example, things like unpaid wages or a utility deposit you forgot to collect when you moved, those transferred to the state after just 1 year of inactivity. Bank accounts and life insurance policies typically take 5 years, and traveler's checks can take all the way up to 15 years.
And listen, this isn't just some bureaucratic theory. The state has already successfully returned over $705 million to the rightful owners. To put that into perspective, roughly 1 in 7 Americans has unclaimed property floating around in their name. So there's a highly realistic chance that someone listening to this explainer right now has a major success story just waiting to happen.
Moving right along to Section 2, how to actually search the database. So where do you actually dig for this treasure? A lot of folks think there's just one giant master list, but actually, scratch that. It's a bit more nuanced. You absolutely want to start at the State Treasury portal. That's the centralized database at yourmoney.ok.gov for all state-escheated funds. But you also need to check local municipal registries. For instance, the city of Edmond maintains its own separate finance database for things like uncashed city checks. You really need to check multiple registries because local municipal funds don't always flow immediately into that central state portal.
And to really maximize your odds, you've got to get a little creative with your search terms. Don't just type in your current first and last name and call it a day. Try your maiden name. Try common misspellings or typos of your name. Search for any businesses or trusts you've been a part of. And absolutely search the names of deceased relatives whose estates might have escheated. Oh, and one more pro tip. Out-of-state operators might report your money to national databases based on their corporate location, not where you live. So for sure, run a national search on missingmoney.com as well.
Okay, Section 3, steps to claim your funds. So, let's say you've struck gold and found a match. What's next? Well, State Treasurer Todd Russ outlines 3 super easy, secure steps to get your claim rolling through their portal. Step 1, you literally just click on your name or business when it pops up in the search results. Step 2, you fill out the dynamically generated claim form. And Step 3, you submit your documents, either securely online or through traditional mail. The whole shebang is wonderfully modernized.
But hold on, here is where some people get tripped up. You can't just say, "Hey, that's my name," and wait for a check in the mail. You have to provide strict evidentiary proof to protect against fraud. The state requires a clear, unredacted copy of a government-issued photo ID, like a driver's license or passport. You'll need official Social Security number verification, like a W-2 or your actual card. And crucially, you need proof that you lived at the historical address tied to that original account. Digging up an old utility bill or a bank statement with that specific past address is often the key that actually unlocks your funds.
Let's move on to Section 4, Mineral Rights and Estates.
If you happen to find money belonging to a deceased relative, things get a little more complex. Oklahoma has specific probate thresholds that dictate how much legal paperwork you're going to need. If the claim is for $10,000 or less, you're in luck. The state simplifies things. You can bypass formal probate court entirely with just a death certificate and a notarized small estate affidavit. But if that claim is over $10,000, there's no way around it. You are absolutely required to provide formal probate court documents like letters of administration to legally prove you're the rightful heir.
Now, because of Oklahoma's massive energy sector, mineral rights are a huge piece of this puzzle. When unclaimed oil and gas royalties get stuck in operator suspense accounts, recovering the cash sitting with the state is literally only half the battle. You have to do what's called the dual-track fix. This means you claim the historical funds from the state and you update the land title and division orders at the county clerk. If you don't update the clerk, your future royalty checks will just keep getting suspended and sent right back to the state treasury. You've got to do both.
As you can imagine, complex property liens and title transfers demand very strict statutory compliance in Oklahoma. Whether you're trying to clear up a title for an inherited vehicle or transferring mineral deeds, you have to follow the letter of the law precisely. The state just cannot distribute funds without rock-solid legal backing.
Okay, Section 5. Avoid common claiming mistakes. Let's look at some pitfalls to watch out for. Because the state database is totally public, you might actually be contacted by third-party asset locators who offer to help you claim your money. For a cut, of course. Beware of predatory locators. Oklahoma state law explicitly caps their fees at 25% of the total value. And even more importantly, the law strictly prohibits them from taking your underlying mineral acreage or future royalty streams as payment. Remember, you can always file these claims yourself, completely for free, directly through the state.
Okay, here is another wild scenario to watch out for: forgeries. Let's say you find out a state warrant, like an old tax refund check, was supposedly cashed years ago, but you know for a fact you never saw it. Don't just give up. The Treasury actually has a specialized team of handwriting experts to investigate fraudulent endorsements. You just need to submit a notarized forgery affidavit directly to the forgery desk at the state capitol, up in room 217, and they will look into it for you.
Finally, Section 6, Resources and Final Tips.
Now, a quick but absolutely crucial disclaimer before we wrap up. This explainer is here to provide procedural guidance for navigating the state database, but it is not a substitute for professional legal, tax, or financial advice. Always consult a professional for your specific estate or financial situation, especially if you're dealing with a complex probate case. And hey, be sure to check the description of this explainer for direct links to all the official state resources we've talked about today.
So what hidden treasures might be sitting under your name, or your family's name, waiting to be claimed in Oklahoma today? I highly encourage you to go run a quick search on yourmoney.ok.gov right now. It takes just a few seconds, and the payoff could literally be life-changing. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to our channel, drop a like, and absolutely let us know in the comments below if you uncovered any hidden wealth. Happy hunting, everyone!